Not at all. Except for the last big storm 2 days.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Regular Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and today we got a special Mother's Day weekend special. We're gonna be talking everything. Also, got Collins with me. Say hi to the people.
The Raider fan is here.
The Cowboy fan is in the is around us somewhere. She's hiding. But today, I want to start off with the NFL. Just to get real, rookie mini camps are officially underway. The 2026 NFL schedule release is almost here. Teams are signing rookies, undrafted free agents, and veterans free agents. And we are starting to see who actually gets better this offseason. This is the point where hype becomes reality. So let's get into it. So, Collins, rookie mini camp is officially rolling across in the NFL. Um, and this is where first impressions matter. No pads, no preseason, and not week one right here. So, what is your feedback on the rookie mini camps and the draft?
Well, I would say with the rookies, you want to make the first impression is showing that you are in shape, you're eligible. If I want to screw that word up, if you want to show your ability of being flexible in whatever area of lateral, horizontal movement with your body, you got to be in shape, stamina, the whole 9 yards of what is required, and comprehending what the coaches are looking for. And you just hope you leave a good enough impression that you will be allowed to be suited up and be on the practice field to earn a spot.
Now, what I'm looking at is, the especially with the Raiders. I want to see what how Menendez is going to do and how his camp is going to pan out. Because with Menendez, you got to make sure that one, he's going to be behind Kirk Cousins and he's getting that learning curve. But two, you want to figure out, will he be sitting this year or will he be sitting or will he be starting? Some people have him start on week 7. Some people have him starting sooner. To me, I would start Kirk Cousins and then bring him on. What is your take on that, Bessie being Raiders fan?
Well, I'm old school, so you can come with all the hype, but if you
He goes back to when the Raiders were actually winning.
correct, if you heard the background noise, but now that you are pulling these guys out of college and they seem to have the
AG,
ability
tell B we're on.
to quarterback a team
Mhm.
and the new offensive play setup and play calling. If your offensive coordinator doesn't come in with a very complex system, and you really want to see if all guys can pick up on it, aka Shanahan's system, then you have an opportunity, like I was saying a few minutes ago, just be in the best of shape, your stamina, comprehending. And if you're the type of guy that can wait and learn the system for a couple of weeks, I'll give at least 3 weeks at the most. Then you step in under game situations.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a blowout, yeah, you might get a whole half. Come
Right.
out there and then show what you're capable of. Don't be gun shy because of the crowd. But we, just have to see how some guys, because the old adage is you're in the professional field and these guys are just their livelihood now
Right.
versus you're getting your college testing uh, class in football, be it baseball, basketball, whatever sport you're in, your little training, preparation.
So with that being said, let's get into a lot of the draft that's went on. I'm gonna start with, where we are. I'm gonna start with the nation's capital, and I'm starting with Washington because of because of because because one name is already making a lot of noise. and that's Sonny Styles. This dude is everywhere right now. Physical, fast, vocal leader already. Coaches love him. Dan Quinn is reportedly already praising him heavily at the rookie minicamp. What do you think about like rookies like that coming in and trying to make that kind of an impact?
You get those as they call them, generational players.
Mhm.
When you get those, you highlight them. You allow them to be the leader of the team if they have that in them, and you build players around that want to grow, that want to fulfill that potential of being that kind of a player. That you don't have to be that guy, but you could be that type of player with some impact.
All right.
And it usually it spreads.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, we're fortunate enough to also have another person here that's a Commanders fan. I want to get his intake on it. Gene, let me get
Yo,
your intake on the situation with the Commanders and Sonny Styles. How do you feel about him and the impact that he will make?
I don't know if y'all saw the video of him on online on social media walking out to the field as if he owned the field. Like, this is my field. This is the field that I'm going to protect. And I feel like this guy is going to be another Lawrence Taylor. That's big shoes.
Well, not only that, but if you look at the number that he picked 52, which is Ray Lewis's
Yeah,
number.
Ray Lewis is another good one.
Right, which
Yeah.
is who's the other one that picked 50, 52? But he picked that, and then him wearing a green dot and being that kind of middle linebacker, I do think he's going to make an impact. I do think he's going to change
Right.
the defense dramatically.
What'll be interesting is if they put him in a position to give him flex. Like, are they going to give him that room for him to choose where he wants to defend, or is they going to, make him stay in a certain position? I don't see them doing that, but they really need to give him that flexibility to move around
That's
in the
that,
defense.
but that's the new concept of football. It's changing what traditionally has been a defensive end, outside linebacker, middle linebacker. They've changed those positions to get away because the players nowadays are so flexible and quick. So you don't need them to be in one
No,
specific.
Right,
no.
Just
right.
what will be the best impact? Because if you can get two or three guys on that defensive line, and maybe that floating middle linebacker, strong side linebacker that can also shift to one side, that changes the whole defense concept.
Yeah.
You throwing the offense off because as much as they try to, I think was it last year, this year they tried to put the tight end back in the game.
Right. Well, the only thing on that, and this is staying on the Sonny Styles thing, is you got to look at the two other guys that they have out there. You got Leo Chanel that you brought in from Kansas City, who's going to play the other side, and then Frankie Louvu. This is going to give them that chance to attack on both ends, along with the.
Lugu has had time to heal too because he was hurt.
That's true too.
Hurt all last season.
That's true too. And then also, you got to look at who they brought in for the defensive ends. You got Chisley that was with the Patriots. He's going to play one side. Then you got to look at the safeties that they brought in. You got to look at the fact that um Trey Amos is coming back. You got to look at Mikey Sanders still going outside now. So it's a lot of stuff that you got to look at on the defensive side. Now, one that I want to get into, and I want to see what both of y'all opinion is on this, is the offensive side of the ball. Most importantly, the wide receiver spot. To me, they don't need Brandon Ayuk. I like their room right now. And the reason why I say that is if you go back 2 years ago, this was the same
They
receiving
needed
core,
somebody though, man. They needed.
but this is the same receiving core that went to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. So to me, I say, hey, let's roll with what we got. I like the boy Antonio Williams. If you look at Antonio Williams save, he's the only one that I can say play both inside and outside and will be a real threat. You know? Um, Yeah, the other guy that I was thinking about that 152 was Patrick Willis. So that tells me that Sonny Styles studies football. I want to get now onto we're going into the AFC and we're going to start with the AFC East. The New England Patriots came in after.
I want to put Carlos on the spot. Carlos,
Yes, sir.
with all the pieces that the Raiders added this year, where do you think they're going to end up?
Like I shared with Mike,
What's your hopes, wishes, and dreams?
well,
You
I'm
can throw
looking.
some reality in there too.
Reality is
I need him on.
a good,
I need you on
a good,
every Saturday.
a good approachment would be being able to play together, not trying to outshine each other, because you already have practice to go through there. So
Right.
now, as a team, the team concept has to come into play. I know my position. I know what I was drafted for. Just because I might have been a former player of another position, but if I show I have the ability, I'm hoping that we could gel, and the personalities don't no more in the locker room drama. The ownership is getting some respectability back because of changing hands within, as I
What do you
said.
think the Raiders?
But I think we should at least, if Kansas City has been looked at, but I think with their personnel changes and they brought in some nice pieces too, I'm hoping we could squeak out a good, solid second place.
Second
I'm
place.
not looking for us to win the division.
Is that reality or a pipe dream?
That part of it will be reality. The pipe dream is winning the division. The
But
West.
you have been known to hallucinate some, though.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have, because I am a true Raiders fan. I'm not a bandwagon Redskin Commander slash fan that's lost in the sauce.
I'm going
You
to
all hear that?
my
That go for your home teams too.
okay. Now my take on that is this,
And
and
we
Gene
talking sports. Sorry, sir.
and Gene asks Collins about the Raiders. So my thing is on that, especially when it comes to, that I like what the Raiders did in their draft. Okay,
That's what I have.
I like the fact that the Raiders had a draft that was probably one of the top drafts. One of the top drafts. Now, you asked a question, Gene, where you said, in reality, where do you see the Raiders at? To me, and I'm just going to go by their draft, is I'm gonna say we're looking I'm looking at them going probably 9-8.
9-8.
9-8. I got them. I got them actually being third in the division behind. I'm gonna say Denver
I mean,
because of and
you
the
think
reason.
that highly of their.
But see, of the draft selection of players, the league, like I
What
used
was
to
their record last year?
think, what were we, 4 and
I think 4-13.
4, something like. But see, the draft, as I was sharing with the listeners I haven't been on in a while, but you have to follow the money.
So you
Right now, the money is in
we need
boosting Vegas up. The Raiders got to get back in the limelight. Cowboys got it. Like I said earlier, rivalries have become the thing. I think is going to be the thing of this season.
Mhm.
Interstate
turn it down.
and old team rivalries,
Mhm.
because it interest needs to come back.
Right.
So if we become a competitive team because of the draft picks we have,
Right.
then that helps the other teams, and all of the owners are looking at.
Right.
We gotta. Our league is looking strong.
Right. Right.
Because right now you got a lot of stuff that's going on with these players off the field,
Mhm.
and as the term has been used in the past, you're hurting the brand.
Right.
You're hurting the brand, and you're pulling people out of it. And I think give you a good example is boxing. Boxing has faded because you don't have.
Now, this is my thing, and this is why I say G 9-8. The reason why I said 9-8 is because even though he's a stat hound,
Because Carlos paid you.
no, because of the fact by him, they got Kirk Cousins there, and if the Raiders play this thing right, okay, if the Raiders play this thing right and start him this year and don't mess Mendoza up and bring in Mendoza and then right too soon, I got the Raiders on. The only reason why Kirk Cousins is a winner, okay, Kirk Cousins is a stat hound at that too. But given the fact
Why do
that
you say that? Because look at what Jaden Daniels did first year.
But Cousins,
Without
Flacco,
Kirk Cousin, without coaching,
no,
without
no.
all that,
The other
he didn't have any
aspect,
mentors. He just went in.
the other aspect
I'm
is the veteran quarterback or the veteran player. As long as you're solid and you are have proven to say be a productive quarterback. I'm not gonna say a winner,
right,
but you show your statistics keep you above the plus sign,
right.
above the minus. You
So
can contribute and add to your team, to your that player that's mentoring you,
right,
following you.
right.
And Cousin might be a guy that personality may allow guys to grow.
So my thing on what Gene just asked is why not? Why can't they do like what Jay had the season that Jaden Daniels did and all this and all of that? I'm going and Gene, you might remember this. I'm going back to what Kansas City did with Patrick Mahomes. They had Patrick Mahomes there. They knew what they had in Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
They was going to bring. They said, well, look, we want to make sure that you learn. He learned behind Alex Smith, so you had a proven veteran that you learned behind. That last game of the year when they played him, they was like, hey, we know what we got. We know what he can do and all of that. This is the reason why I said for the Raiders, if they want to be successful long term, sit Mendoza this year, let him learn under Kirk Cousins, and then go from there. What do you think?
I don't think Kirk Cousins will make the whole season. Number one, I just don't think he will. I mean, he's had a history of lately, anyways, of being hurt. So I don't. And teams aren't very patient with him. Kirk Cousins is one of those. Unless he has a perfect offense, he's not going to be successful. Everybody knows that. I mean, he's not that grind it out kind of player. I'm going to help you win. I'm going to make you win kind of quarterback. He's just not that kind of mentality. So his mentality is put the perfect play pieces in front of me, and I'll help you score. He's not going to be that X factor. So
That's why the draft.
will they have enough patience to let and do the Raiders have enough the right pieces right now for Kirk Cousins to be successful? No.
No, I agree.
So they're gonna. I would say you may be right in your predictions. Maybe game 5, 6, they're gonna get impatient with him. They're gonna throw Mendoza in there. That's just gonna.
And the reason won't be the fans. The fans are going to push for him because
Yeah,
in the offseason, did nobody go
they're tired of losing.
well losing, but nobody was a fan of Kirk Cousins coming to the Raiders. That was the last thing we were looking for. During last year, late fall, going into the winter season,
When was the
because
last? I can't
we were
even
pick,
remember.
we were looking at the
It's
draft.
When was the last time the Raiders had a winning season?
It's not the subject of
under Gruden.
conversation.
But the funny part about it is this. The funny part about it is this. The week that Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders, I told Will, I said, Will, Kirk Cousins is going to the Raiders. And he did like this. He was like, I don't see. He was like you. I didn't see that happening. Once it happened, he called me and said, damn, what you predicted that? I said, well, it's obvious because if they going after Mendoza, they need that veteran there. That's just like a la Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota could have went anywhere else and started. Marcus Mariota came back to Washington because why?
He was the mentor to Dan.
He's a mentor to Daniels, and that's why Marcus Mariota came back again for another year. So, so
Honestly, let's skip the topic.
to me, the Raiders are in a position now where they can come in and actually do what they're supposed to do and actually be successful and build a good, successful.
And see, I look like you asked me at the beginning. I'm not looking for us to make a big jump. As
Mhm.
long as we are competitive and we win the games that we lost closely last year. We lost a lot of close games because of inexperience. And I'm just gonna say inexperience. We had a lot of 2 and 3 year players. Your coaching staff is a key. The coaching staff has to get these guys.
And the players. Don't put it all on the.
No, you got to start with the coach because you can really go back to Little League if you really go to Pee Wee League. See, if you really want to talk about the mentality of a player, the player has to want to be a successful player in any
100%.
field.
100%.
He got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
if the coaches just want to coach,
The coaches are responsible for
for,
making sure they're ready.
Right.
and this is
Ready.
it's a system that has been into play. Like I tell people, the league is 100+ years old now. Ain't nothing new under the sun when it comes to football.
Right.
They done seen every play. They done seen every type of personality
Yeah.
that is called. Now you got to gel together. You got to be able to blend and move forward and be successful. When you see these experimentations in other sports of these teams, and even in the workforce, they're looking at
No, I know what
trying to get the same employee
Right.
with the same mentality or work ethic that another employee had. This is what we need to get this promotion. This is what we need to build a business. Somebody that's a go-getter. So if you can get 2 or 3 players on a team,
Hmm.
that's going to elevate after you done had a losing season. Look at Cade Cunningham for Detroit.
Right.
You know, you got to have somebody that's a believer that also is willing to, and I'm just throwing in this at the current because it's basketball playoff time, but you got to have those type of players to motivate you.
Right. Now, I want to get into a team that basically we don't know. And that's what I'm calling this team, the we don't know team.
I thought we already talked about the Raiders.
No, I want to get on the Steelers. Because, well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, from my understanding, in the future is they're this weekend, the Steelers are talking to Aaron Rodgers to try to bring Aaron Rodgers back. So what I want to get is your intake, your feedback on that, Gene, as well as Collins. I want to get your feedback also on the situation that's going on with Pittsburgh with them meeting with Aaron Rodgers this weekend. I'm gonna start with Gene first, and then we can go to Collins. What's your feedback on the situation with Pittsburgh?
One word. Pass. Next.
And why do you say that? Because my people wants to know, the listeners wants to know, basically, why are you saying that?
I didn't think he was a good addition last year. Um, I don't know. I think they're wishing upon a star with him to see if he's going to bring back some glory of old or something. I don't know. But he's just, I think they need to just dig in and find a better quarterback. I don't know. I just think that Aaron Rodgers he's more in it
They
for
drafted one.
himself. Yeah.
Hmm.
He's more in it for himself than, I don't know. I just don't. You're asking a person who never liked Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So
Okay. Okay. Well,
to be fair,
the listeners got their answer.
yeah.
Collins.
My sentiments, but I'm gonna go even deeper. I'm sorry, fans of Aaron Rodgers and lovers of Aaron, but if you're a white person, yeah, I'm going hard.
That's really going hard.
And he feels privileged because if you think back when he didn't want to take the virus shot, you don't have a player like that on your team. Because as we all say,
He's a very privileged quarterback. His head
his
fitted
his
in
his
in
his
helmet.
time has passed.
Like I'm surprised they can even find a helmet to fit his big ass head.
His time has passed. And right now, it's a tough subject to really
That's
speak
why it's
about.
hard to like him.
Yeah.
Well,
And I didn't see him fitting with
You can't
Pittsburgh.
ignore the fact that he's been a successful quarterback over the years.
Hmm.
But it's always about what have you done lately.
Late.
now,
He's just not
With
lately guy.
Pittsburgh,
He's not
with
lately guy.
Pittsburgh, I think
He's past guy.
Pittsburgh's biggest mistake was when Rothenberger told them, I do not have the desire to play football anymore. And they did not go out that year to look for a quarterback the following year. And when he was hurt
Yeah.
and Hines had to come in and quarterback a couple of games or a game or two,
mhm,
you have so many draftees that came from a quarterbacking position, and you can't tell me you couldn't find one guy that could quarterback a team under your offense. So if you are putting all your energy and your thoughts and your hopes into Aaron Rodgers because of his past record, and you saw how he treated the Jets organization, you saw how he went to the left with Green Bay in the latter years, and McCarthy and him had some issues. And dealing with Green Bay, you have to understand they are a citizen-owned team. They are not part of the actual package that the NFL is under. So therefore, the negotiations are going to be totally different than any of the other teams. So they should have really gone out and got them a quarterback.
Yes.
Well, they did draft one,
Well, drafting, but they had years. They had,
and I like the one that they drafted.
well, it's now,
But
here's back to your question about my team. How long if they're waiting on him and you need a mentor to bring in your
I'm
rookie
glad you
quarterback,
brought this up.
what's going to happen?
I'm get ready. I'm get ready to answer that question.
Rodgers knows that he can't win with this team either. I really believe that. So to try to, I'll be surprised if he goes back this year. Honestly,
I'm getting ready to answer both of y'all questions on why on the fit and why the fit basically for Pittsburgh the Steelers makes sense. Their head coach is Mike McCarthy, which was in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, so he knows the offense. Their offensive coordinator is Nathaniel Hackett, which he was in Green Bay. He was in the Jets with. So he knows the offense. You don't have to worry about
great,
bringing in somebody that
great points.
a
It's
rookie that to learn the offense. You got somebody that you can
question
plug
the
and play.
hiring of McCarthy. Now, I'm just going to go even that deep. Why
So
would Why would Pittsburgh hire McCarthy when they could have gotten another young, innovative coach since the league was going in that direction anyway?
I'm getting ready to answer that
Ever.
question for you. The reason why is two reasons. One, they got an endorsement for Mike Tomlin to go with and get him and bring him in. And two, if you know Pittsburgh organization is known for what? Having longevity with their coaches. So by them bringing him in and saying, "Hey, Aaron, we're going to let you go ahead and start this year. We're going to let you learn this. Well, you already know this offense. This is a plug and play offense. You know the offense in and out. That guy we just drafted, he can learn from you on the offense and everything else. Okay. Mike McCarthy and the Pittsburgh Steelers, to me, did something that is the most genius thing ever. You brought in a person that knows your offense. So now, Baltimore, they brought Jesse Minter in. Baltimore is not going to make the playoffs this year. Okay.
Who's that?
Ravens.
The Ravens, they're not going to make the thing this year. They're not going to make the
They
playoffs this year. Yes. Because of one, their head coach Lamar has to learn a new offense. This team has to learn a new defense. It takes anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks to learn a new offense and defense. The Ravens is
here's
not.
the difference
2 years.
between here's why I agree, but I don't agree with you because the Ravens the Ravens players are tough. They want to win. It starts with the players. I don't care what anybody says. You can start with the coach if you want, but it starts with the players. They want to win. They want to win. So I can't see them not making the playoffs.
The Raiders, I'm sorry, the Ravens are not going to make the playoffs. The Ravens may have a winning
They're going
season.
to
I
be
doubt it.
competitive with a winning season.
I
Think they're gonna make the
They're going to
I
be.
don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and because it's too much stuff that's going on that you have to learn, and they still haven't surrounded Lamar with the right
But
weapons
they're
yet,
not a young organization.
and they're not a young
So
organization
therefore,
too.
they have a game plan.
Now, the team now we know Cincinnati brought everybody back, and with Cincinnati bringing everybody back, Cincinnati has a better chance of going. But to me, Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is one of them teams that is going to win that division and run away with it. Them in Cincinnati. Now, the other thing is this: that my sleeper in that division is Cleveland. And Cleveland is my sleeper because of the fact one, Deshaun Watson is coming back. And remember this, Deshaun Watson has years on him. Okay. Deshaun Watson might not have played football for about 2 years. Deshaun Watson is preserving his
His
his body.
is not
Right.
beat
So
up.
to me, Cleveland and Cincinnati are going to be the two teams in that division that is going to make the run. I think instead of Baltimore, Cleveland is going to be your team that's going to make the playoffs because of the fact of Deshaun Watson and Deshaun
And
Watson
I'm
coming back.
hoping that, it's going to be noise made with Watson and Shador. But the point is, you have a proven player in Watson. And I'm sorry that everybody has made a big issue about his salary, you know, because the salary to me at the time he was playing he was your number one quarterback of the league before Patrick even came on the scene.
Right.
So you have a guy that is a team game changer.
Right.
And if people remember how Michael Vick came in,
Right.
he was a game changer. So when you have these generational players, and I'm gonna use the term generational in terms of at least 10 years, you have to recognize it as an owner. You have to put the value in the investment of these type of players so that you can build a strong team that you can at least get a good 5 years
Right.
before you have to start rebuilding. And if money has become a key entity to it,
Right.
it just makes it hard because you
Right.
don't need to make a lot of noise just to prove how good your team is in under certain situations. The personal affairs of these players and coaches, leave that out of the game on Sunday.
Well, to me, when it comes to Cleveland, I think what's going to make Cleveland that team to me that is going to take over that spot that the Ravens is what everybody think the Ravens are going to do is Todd Monken. I think Todd Monken is going to build an offense around Deshaun Watson that's going to make Deshaun Watson successful. I think with Todd Monken
I
there,
wouldn't do that.
if you see what Todd Monken,
What's wrong with that? Because they'll
if you
absorb that
if you see what
barbecue that's on there.
You got
what
one dog in there.
you see what Todd Monken did. Hey G,
You got
got a hot
one
dog on there.
one dog in the corner.
Yeah, you break it up.
I'm sorry, we're in a grilling
G.
session.
Yeah, he's here.
So to me, I think Cleveland is going to take that Baltimore spot and make the playoffs. I think the playoffs out of the North is going to be Cincinnati and
You can do this.
Pittsburgh.
You remember a decade, two ago,
See that?
with the
You gotta get that.
Central Division, Detroit, Chicago,
Yeah,
Green Bay, Minnesota.
You
I
gonna
think
put
that's
the
what's going to
hamburger
happen
on the hot side. The hot
the
side.
in
North.
the AFC North.
I think so too. I
Because
think
the
that's what's going
teams
to
are
happen.
so competitive.
But I want
You
mine.
play each other twice.
Well, then you should.
And if somebody comes in with a player that they just can't beat.
All right,
Same thing can be said with Buffalo.
that's true. All right, so I want to jump into the second segment, which is the NFL schedule release hype. Now, let's talk about the next major event, the 2026 NFL
I hate a bomb of guns.
schedule release, officially dropping May the 14th. And all y'all know the internet is ready to go crazy. What everybody looks for is the schedule. What everybody looks for the second the schedule drops, they ask this: who got the hardest schedule? The primetime games, the Christmas games, the revenge games, and the international games. Okay. Now,
Yeah, that's
one,
the main.
two teams I want to talk about right now when it comes to the schedule talk.
That's probably out of it.
One of them is Washington. I need to see how many primetime games Washington get because if Jaden Daniels takes another leap, this team becomes must-watch TV. First, I'm gonna go with you, Collins, and I'm gonna jump in with Gene
Yeah.
on this question. Do you think that that's the case?
I'm going to say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because right now the attention of the commanders, along with our commander in chief, the commander in chief, I don't want to say our, but the attention is here in the DC area.
Okay,
So you got to keep
I'm watching.
making more relevant
right.
and kind of balance the distraction of our political approachment as well as our sports arena approach.
Okay,
So if you can bring that tenacity and that excitement that the Commanders had 2 years ago, and you make the game interesting again
hmm
with the teams that most people want to see. And I just go back to my point, follow the money, you'll pretty much kind of get that schedule.
okay,
Because I saw a little bit yesterday. Um, the Chiefs have a weaker schedule, the team's schedule.
okay.
I don't know how they come up with this with their records, but you never know how competitive a team will become.
Right.
So that's what you're hoping the players, as Gene stated before,
Your team is as good as your players. Period.
Hey, good morning. Yeah. Morning, ma'am. How you? What I want to say is this. I do think that with the fact that with Washington, if Jaden stays healthy, they're not only going to be must see TV, but they're probably going to be one of the teams to beat in the NFC.
Well, that comes back to that can go for any team, right? And I mean by any team, every city that has a team, every state has a team, high hopes because the way that they built up all of these players that are drafted by the team. So you're hoping that this particular player, that particular player, brings that type of limelight to your city and the potential of winning. Now, how you win and how you lose is going to dictate how far you're going to go.
Right,
If you lose badly, there ain't nobody going to watch you on TV.
right.
You win an exciting game, and then most games go down to the last minute, and the rules and regulations hold true to what they're calling and how it's going.
Mhm.
You're going to get watchers.
Okay.
You're going to get the players really being
So basically,
competitive.
you're going to get that favorable schedule. Now, Gene, same question to
I
you.
didn't hear the question. So.
I'm getting ready to give it to you now.
All right.
Okay. I need to see how many primetime games Washington gets because if Jaden Daniels takes another lead, this team becomes must see TV. Do you agree and why?
I mean,
Thank you.
to me, Gabe Daniels is. I think. I think that he has the ability to be prime time, and also I think he has the ability to. Uh, First of all, let me back up.
Okay.
I believe the Commanders are going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, Chinese people. Okay.
So how many games do you think a Super Bowl contender should have as far as prime time?
To me, I'm looking at standalone games anywhere from 6 to 7 standalone games.
I don't see him get that many. But
Now,
That's too many.
now remember, last year Washington had the most must-see TV games than anybody.
they actually had more prime time
They had
games than
more
I've seen
and they had
as
more
prior
4 o'clock
years.
games.
You're right.
But
They
see,
had more 4 o'clock
look at the
games.
business side. Like I
Yeah.
tell Mike, follow the money.
But
Tourism, you got to bring people
but
to.
excitement
Yes, you bring all of that to the DC area. Everybody wants to come to the capital city.
Stadium.
It's
Fans.
we have another true Redskin fan is
Now,
coming into the play.
right.
now the only reason why the only reason why I can agree with Gene on that or agree with Gene on Washington making a deep playoff run is we're going to go back to last year. Okay. Where was the draft held at this year?
I wouldn't see that as a significant plus.
Where was the draft held at this year? In Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh.
Right. Pittsburgh had a winning season.
AFC.
Right. Every team or every location, with the exception of the Raiders, where they just did that in Vegas because of that new schedule. Every place that done had the draft has won that following year or a couple years. When Detroit had it, Detroit had a winning record for years. Kansas City had it. Kansas City had a winning record for years. So every team that has hosted the draft the year after the final year,
That season.
right, that season.
I've never looked at it that way.
Yeah,
I've
if you
never
look at
thought
it
of
that way,
Okay.
that's how it is. And this is why I agree with what Gene is saying, is because of the fact Washington gets the draft next year. Okay, you have a chance to not only break the all-time draft record of having 3 million people for 3 days straight, but you also can have it make it where this is where the stadium is going to be built. This is where everything. This is where the hype. This is the reason why the league fought to get the stadium in DC. So to me, yeah, I think they're going to take that next step, and they're probably going to have 6, maybe 7 games. I do know they do have an international game, and they are playing on Christmas. So that's the start.
Okay. I won't speak against that.
Now, the Raiders schedule is going to tell us everything. Are they building or are they trying to compete now? Because after the rough draft, pressure is high. So, what do you think about? And
Expectations.
yeah, what do you think the expectations are? We heard these expectations on it, but I'm gonna start with them first, and I'm gonna go to the Raiders fan. So, Gene, the question is this, Gene: the Raiders schedule, the Raiders schedule is going to tell us everything. Are they building, or are they trying to compete now? Because after that rough draft, pressure is high. What do you think?
I mean, by having Cousins, they're trying to compete now, but I don't see it. I don't see it going from 4-12 to, who said it earlier, 9-8 or something. I
Yeah,
think it was you that said
right,
9-8.
right.
I don't see it. Paula says, "Oh, they won a lot. They lost a lot of close games."
We did. Inexperience.
Now, do you think?
Experience.
Do you
But
think they?
that's when it comes to the players, and
Organization. If the organization is not together,
let me
you got turmoil in the
let me go to
organization.
basketball for a second.
Go back to
Who
Snyder.
coached?
Go
Who
back to
coached
when
Jordan?
Snyder was in office.
Who coached Jordan? Who coached him?
Phil Jackson.
How did he coach him?
Hard.
Hard.
Not really. The man didn't need coach. He was going to go and win anyway.
Right.
He was going to win
Which comes back to another
because
point.
of his mentality.
Why do you think
Who
they
coached
draft
Kobe?
Phil Jackson.
international coach?
Phil Jackson.
He's
You know
already
why he was successful with them? Because they were already good. They already came to the game wanting with the mentality to win. They were going to win no matter what. So it doesn't matter what kind of coach you have.
Okay, but the thing
Those
is,
close games, they should have. Then you get down to the players. I want this game.
so
I
so
want this game.
so their
Thomas.
schedule. Well, their
Do
schedule.
you have the players on the Raiders team to say, I want this
I have
game?
to go back to me. I have to go back to me
So
how I
will their
was when I was
schedule.
on the court.
Right. So will their schedule.
I had to. Thank you.
There
Thank
you
you.
The
go.
the question is, hey, and we have our Ravens fans on here. What's up, Will? How you doing, buddy?
All right, how you doing?
Good, good. Before we jump into the Raiders, the Ravens schedule, basically. And the question is, and I'm going to ask you this first. I want to get into the one where it say, um, the Raiders are going to schedule. The Raiders schedule is going to tell us everything. Are they building? Are they rebuilding, or are they trying to compete now? Because after that rough draft, pressure is high. What do you think about the Raiders and what they're going to do?
Hello?
That's your true. That's your true feelings about the Raiders, huh?
What do you do? Throw something in trash? That sounds like you do something in trash.
So, what do you feel about the Raiders schedule?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're the
Oh, my
co-host, right?
bad. My bad. My bad.
It said,
About the.
okay. So the
Lift,
thing is this:
lift me up, Will. Lift me up. Yeah.
the Raiders schedule is going to tell us everything.
All right, what's
Are
the
they built?
schedule?
We don't know yet. The schedule will come out May the 14th. Do you think this schedule that is going to come out is it going to tell them that they're building now? I mean that they're rebuilding or they're competing now? Which one?
Oh, man. That's a tough question. That's a tough question to answer about the schedule being out because for some fact that I don't want to assume anything and then something totally different. I
Okay.
mean, they had a nice
Yeah.
draft and all, so you
Okay.
never
They
know.
did have a nice
They,
Y'all
draft.
they,
see what happened?
they,
Right. They
they
had a
can be
nice draft.
they can be like the New England Patriots. You don't know what their team's going to be like until they play the game. And when New England played the game this past year, they were like all world beaters and all until they got to the AFC title game and they became who? Somebody. We don't know. It
Right.
wasn't that team. you know.
Right.
I mean, so we'll
All right.
see.
It's just like when the Cowboys look good on
Talk
paper.
about the Cowboys.
The Cowboys look good on paper, and Super Bowl was the word.
Turn your radio down, Will.
It's not up.
Oh, all right. So because I'm getting a lot of feedback. But
I have it in my speakerphone. My
oh,
car
that's why.
speaker.
Okay. Okay. So
Uh,
The other question I want to say is, or turn your car speakers down. So the other thing that I want to say is this:
That's it.
how so
Put a steak on. Put a steak on it.
so
Or not.
the the Ravens, since you're a huge Ravens fan, how do you think the Ravens? What do you think with the Ravens? Is their schedule is going to be? Are they competing now, or is it going to be where they may go? What do you think?
For me, for me, man.
We're talking about your Ravens.
Oh,
Sometimes I wonder if they take the medication weekly. You know, because it kind of because it kind
but
of
the question
bipolar.
is, are they going to make the playoffs? Ask them that.
Okay,
Do
so
you
so
do you think they're going to make
I'm
the
gonna ask.
playoffs?
Again, depending if they take that medication weekly.
you
If
said
they
they take
take
their medication week.
That's what he said.
if
Medication.
they take their medication, their bipolar
Oh,
medication, and they become one consistent team, yes, I think they'll make the playoff. Yes, I think they'll go far.
right,
Yes,
See,
right.
you don't believe it.
But
You
but the thing is
don't
this,
believe it.
and we already know how that turns out because their medication and all of this and all of that that you're talking about weekly. I agree with you on that. I'm to the point where I already said I don't think they're going to even make the playoffs.
uh,
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
we'll see. No, but seriously, we can't. It's a wait and see. We don't
Yeah,
know.
well, it also depends on the schedule. And with the schedule release coming up, and this is the talk that we're talking about right now, is the schedule release and the prime time games and all of that. I think with the schedule release coming up, the schedule is going to tell us where the Ravens is going to finish at and how the Ravens are going to finish.
Um, I say this much. Um, I think last year the coach that we have didn't have much faith in the players that we have currently,
Right.
and
Point
I
it out.
think coaching is everything. You know, the coaching if the coach empowers. Hold on.
Players motivating you to
Right.
If
He
the
got to
coach
motivate.
mot- right
building
motivate the
like culture.
players
Right.
to build on that coach, I think even though we have Jesse Mentor, somebody who was part of the staff the year before he went to San Diego and did what he did, he was back in the building. Maybe it's a different energy than what it was before.
Right.
Everything. So you never know. I
Okay.
mean, I mean,
I
players
want
take.
to.
Go ahead.
I want. I want us to get on the Cowboys and also the Giants and the Eagles.
Mm.
Um, how
Mm. Go ahead. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. How are you?
All right, all right.
Need a bag for that, sir?
Yeah, no, 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 no. Don't need
All
that.
right. 2332.
Yep, take care. Yep. Hello? 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 What happened?
I like that.
Oh,
I like it.
All right.
hello?
Can you hear?
Yeah,
Listen
I
to
can
me.
hear you now.
Okay. So I want to get your input on Dallas, their draft, and what you think about them, and also the Eagles and the Cowboys, and what you think that they're going to do, you
You
know,
used to be afraid of
schedule wise and basically
cap.
season wise.
All right. The Cowboys. I blended it like this. I think the Cowboys
What's that
is going to do
cheese
well. They're going to do well.
popping out of
You
it?
think the Cowboys going to do well?
They had
Okay.
a good draft and they have a different defensive coordinator.
Now their record. What do you think their record is going to wind up being?
Um, 17 games, right?
Yeah, the 17 games.
10-7.
10-7. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think
Is
about
that cold?
what do you think about the Giants and the Eagles and I didn't get yours for the Commanders. What do you think about all their records and their schedules?
Hey, did you
Oh, it is
know
cold
Jerry
there.
Jones and Howie Roseman go back 25 years plus?
No, I did not.
You
What
didn't
happened?
know
What did he
that?
say?
That Jerry Jones and Harry Roseman goes back 5 years plus.
I know Jerry Jones is old.
Yeah,
All right,
they.
but go ahead.
He's old.
No, I'm saying I didn't
So
know
so
this.
so
I didn't know this either, but they go back 25 years plus. Ever since
I'm
he
trying to
came in,
okay, but I'm trying to get to the point. No, you got it. What is it that you're trying to say about them? No.
I'm just making a point about that. They just go back so many years plus that it made it interesting to know that
No, this year.
um, they were so they were so quick to do a deal with the Eagles in their own division, Dallas and Philly. They're quick, so it's so quick to deal with one another. I didn't know that they go back that far. So that's why it was so easy for the Eagles to
It's not
jump in
working.
front of the Steelers to grab that kid, that receiver.
Right, right. Well,
So
I think
that's the point I was making. Yeah.
right. So, what do you think is going to turn out to be their record wise and everything else? Do you think that so you saying that you're thinking that they're going to make the playoffs and everything else?
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have they have a chance. They have a fighter's chance. I ain't give them
Okay.
they have a fighter's chance to make the playoff. But as far as the Eagles go, I think the Eagles will be fine even with or without AJ Brown.
Okay.
Um, I bring up the point of Howie Roseman in the draft because when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, right?
Uh huh.
They got rid of their whole secondary. Is that about right? Their whole defense. They let
Right.
players go. So
Right.
he has a way of revamping everything. So it may look it may look glim as far as that goes, but um
Uh huh.
It's more or less you.
it's okay.
Okay.
'Cause he always rebounds some kind of way.
Right.
Um
So
as far as your boys go,
You were using it backwards, college.
uh
um,
It's like the radio.
it's gonna be tight.
One the only.
It's gonna be tight.
Oh,
so you think with Washington is going to be tight for them to make the playoffs and stuff like that?
Because
Anything?
your division is pretty much set, pretty much stacked and everything, right?
Right. Right.
Because so you got Dallas, you got you got Washington. You have the Giants.
Okay.
Um, so they all three of those teams going to improve dramatically this year. So it's gonna be a race. It's gonna be a fight, you know, and it's gonna be a thing of who's gonna be healthier in the end. That's who's gonna come out on top. It may be Dallas, it may be Washington, it may be the Giants, it may be that fourth team on your in it out. Who's the fourth team? Hello? What happened? Hello?